a long-term trade union activist. He's a member of the Public and Commercial Services Union. He is a member of Eastbourne Trades Union Council and co-convener of the Eastbourne Stand Up to Racism movement, which our PSC movement are very closely aligned to. He's also a committed member of the Socialist Workers' Party. Keith has worked tirelessly with others for a fairer and more equal world. He's a lovely chap. If you haven't met Keith, he's a lovely chap, and he's always willing to help those in need. Can you give a warm welcome and a big thanks to Keith Crane? Thank you.
Thank you, Nick, for that lovely introduction, and thanks for inviting me to speak. I've never seen such a friendly, peaceful bunch of hate marchers in my life. I think we're here to commemorate the Nakba and also to protest the fact that the catastrophe being waged against the Palestinians is continuing. And we know, and I know there's a lot of ignorance out there, but there's also a lot of people who understand, as we all do, that Israel has, in this latest attack, has killed over 70,000 people in terms of official statistics. We also know that's a significant underestimate because there are still bodies under rubble yet to be found. And in addition, it doesn't include people who've died as an indirect consequence, if you like. And you look at Gaza now, and a large part of it is occupied by Israel. Much of it now, people are living in makeshift tents, rat infested. It's going to cause more deaths unless something is done about it. So we're not going to go away. We're going to continue protesting. And Israel has now, of course, extended its assaults on civilians to Lebanon. And attacks in the West Bank are being stepped up. And people may have seen the footage of a sniper shooting at a school recently in the West Bank. The fact of the matter is, as we all know, so I won't go into too much detail about it, we all know that Israel, the colonial settler apartheid state, is waging a genocidal onslaught of ethnic cleansing and murder against the Palestinian people. So we know when we march against that, we're not hate marchers, we're the opposite of that. And it's absolutely disgusting that they throw these libels at us to try to shut us down and to accuse us of racism and of anti-Semitism. Well, I'm sure we all are 100% opposed to all forms of racism. We don't have a hierarchy of racism, unlike some people. We're opposed to all genuine manifestations of anti-Semitism. We know it's rising. But I'll tell you what doesn't help to confront genuine anti-Semitism is when, on the one hand, they weaponise false allegations of anti-Semitism to close down arguments about Israel, and on the other hand, they tell us all that Israel represents all Jewish people, and then an attack on Israel is an attack on all Jewish people, because that is anti-Semitic. That is telling people that Jewish people support the genocide that Israel is undertaking. And we know when we go to these marches in London, not only are there Jewish speakers on the platforms, but there are thousands of Jewish people on the marches, but the media doesn't give them a voice. So we know these allegations are false, but we know there's not only anti-Semitism within our society, there's a rise of Islamophobia. And it's linked, because if you start demonising a population, that's exactly what happens. And we know in this Peacehaven Mosque, they tried to burn it down with people inside it. They've gone to prison for arson. It hasn't been designated a terrorist attack. We know that locally, a 66-year-old man walking down the street was whacked on the back of the head. Mohammed fell to the ground, died shortly afterwards. In what they're saying, the guy's just been sent down for manslaughter. What they're saying is a motiveless attack. He just attacked someone he's never met in his life. It was motiveless. They don't say this is a racist attack or likely to be a racist attack or is instigated by some terrorist organisation. They are treating one set of racism differently to another, and in doing that they're encouraging racism, and they're actually not helping to undermine genuine anti-Semitism either. We do a better job doing that. because when we march through the streets in London with Jewish people next to us as part of our march, and Jewish people and Muslims and Hindus and people of other faiths and no faith all marching together, we show actually there isn't a race that you can denigrate and point to being supporters of these evil atrocities. So we do more to undermine it. So linking our marches with genuine instances of anti-Semitism is completely wrong. And falsely labelling stuff as anti-Semitism is not only wrong, but it's dangerous. And we need to stand against that. And I think most people understand it. Some people don't. We saw some haters as we came through the streets. We also saw plenty of people clapping us. They do understand, and most people understand that what Israel is doing needs to be opposed. So we're not going to go away. And isn't it disgraceful the way that our government and our media attack us, and then the Metropolitan Police on the March day that has already been indicated to the police that was going to be the Nakba march this year, they handed over to Tommy Ten Names and his racists for their genuine hate march to take over central London. I mean, these are people who platform speakers saying they want to deport every single Muslim. These are people who get drunk and start fights on the street. This is a real hate march, and they're handing over central London to that while saying that maybe our march should be banned or maybe it should be stopped from marching. This is disgraceful, and we need to stand against it. And we're going to stand against it because we're not going away. As we've just shown to the people of Eastbourne with this wonderful turnout, we're not going away. We understand what we mean by from the river to the sea. We understand we're not the people with genocidal intent, that is the Zionists and Israel. And anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. So on the 16th of May, we're going to turn out in huge numbers to London. They can't ban us. They can't stop us marching. They can't give central London over to Tommy Ten Names. We're going to turn up in numbers. Locally, we're going to organise for people to meet at the station at 9:30. We have leaflets here with a way to get hold of subsidised tickets for those people who would otherwise struggle to travel. But if you can afford, buy a ticket and then meet us at 9:30. We'll travel up together so we're safe. And we join a massive protest, not a hate march. All we hate is injustice and racism and genocide. We're not haters, but we are going to stand against the haters in London. We're going to stand against genocide, and we are going to unite the movements, because we've seen 500,000 people march against racism and hatred in central London. We've seen time and time again hundreds of thousands, sometimes up to 800,000 people marching against genocide. And if we unite our movements, there is no way that Tommy, whatever he's going to call himself next week, that he is going to put us back on the back foot, or they are going to organise and build hate in our communities. If we stand together, we can be, because of the billionaires funding them, we can sometimes be out-organised, but we're not outnumbered. If we organise, we can send them back where they came from, which is back to the sewers. So let's mobilise in huge number on the 16th, and let's keep our movement together, as I'm sure we will. Well done everyone for attending. I think we sent a message to Eastbourne that we're not going away, and soon it's time to send a message to London and Westminster and Keir Starmer that we're not going away, no matter what they say as well. Free Palestine!
Long-term trade
We're going